Hi, babes, and welcome to the Final FronTia. Now, our guest this week is one of my season 2 sisters who was eliminated twice on the season, but that does not tell you how iconic they are. They sing, they play so many instruments, including the saw. Would you believe you can actually play the saw as an instrument? It is the icon that is Joe Black. Okay, so like usually on podcasts and things, people do like very dramatic intros and stuff, but I like to just start talking. Hi, Joe.
Oh, I was gonna say I could provide some kind of boom, 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 music.
In a world where in a world where people know each other and talk, two of those such people came together on chairs, and now they're talking about fandoms and things they like. Starring Joe Black as Joe Black and Lawrence Bolton as Tia Kofi.
I thought you said Joe Black and Joe Black, and I was like, right now, I'll skip trying to do it, and then I had Lawrence, but as I was like, oh no, Joe Black as Joe. Okay,
yeah, Joe Black as Joe Black.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi. How are you?
I'm all right.
I haven't seen you in a while.
It's been a minute. It's like we have to do things like this for an excuse to meet, because if it isn't recorded for the consumption of the public, then it doesn't count.
It's not real. It didn't happen.
It means nothing.
It doesn't. When did I last see you?
You were in Brighton.
Yes.
In May, at the end of May.
Revenge?
Yes, when you were doing your show.
Revenge.
So it's been 3 months?
It has been. I was in Brighton for Brighton Pride, but it was chaotic. So
I was hidden.
Yeah.
I'm not.
That's what I do. Pride in London. I'm like, I'm at home.
Brighton's so small that when Pride's up, you just cannot get away from it. Like... Yeah, so we binged House of the Dragon and just sat there like, we shall not be leaving the house now.
Do you know, I haven't watched any of that yet.
It's very... I struggle with names in it because everything's...
Tia. Names in that show, sorry.
Because everyone's name starts with an A-E or an R-H.
Aegon, Rhaegon.
Yeah, it's Rhododendron or something. I don't but no, I just go like, sexy one with the eye patch. Matt Smith, Emma Darcy. So I'll use the actor names rather than there was, in anything, if I can remember the actor's name, I'll refer to them exclusively. Like when I played Baldur's Gate 3 and obviously Vinegar Strokes is in it.
Yes.
I can't remember the character's name, but I could remember Vinegar Strokes. So I was like, let's do the Vinegar Strokes mission. Oh, it's Vinegar Strokes. It was just Vinegar.
Someone has to remember Vinegar Strokes. So it's nice that you
I did in Baldur's Gate 3.
It's well, at the time of recording, I think it's Vinegar's birthday tomorrow.
Is it?
Or the day after.
Happy birthday.
Not invited to the party, but that's fine.
There is, isn't it? There's not a party, is there?
Well, yeah, Veronica's going.
I wasn't invited to the party.
No, me neither. Anyway, so it's been a few months.
Yeah.
And I feel like we have a lot to catch up on.
Do we?
I feel like we do. Haven't you put music out there since I last saw you?
Oh, I did a song about wizards.
You did do a song about wizards.
That was for Slay Station, which is the gaming night, and they were doing a Baldur's Gate, Dungeons and Dragons, and Final Fantasy 1 all combined, a crystal ball, and I had done just the Final Fantasy 1 previously, and I was like, cool, so I'll do D&D and Baldur's Gate 3, and they said, oh, what do you want to do? And I was like, oh, I'll write a song about wizards. But of course...
As you do.
But this is, a while to go.
Yeah.
So I just went, oh, I'll write a song about wizards. So they went, yeah, cool, you're booked. And obviously then you have to write a song about wizards then because you've told them that's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
So I did. As soon as I had agreed to it, I had written like two verses. And then as it got closer, it was like... I probably need more than 2. Probably need some music as well.
Probably. Yes.
And it's... I've only performed it live once there, but it's on Spotify. It's called The Wizard's Tango. It's just loads packed full of Dungeons and Dragons references, which I came to quite late in life. I can't get enough of it. It's one of my hyper-fixations.
Oh, I can't do it. I've tried it. and I can't do it.
But what can't you do?
So I tried.
What is it you can't face?
What is it? What is it you face? We can't say but I did.
You didn't, you said can't.
Yeah, true. I tried it and I kept doing things like, oh, well, I'll just fly out of there.
Oh, no.
And they were like, no, you can't do that. And I was like, well, I can because it's made up. And they were like, no, but your character can't do that. And I'm like, it's my character out of my brain, so yes, I can. And they're like, no, because you rolled a 3 and your character can't fly. And I'm like, I'm telling you right now, my made-up invented character can fly. And they were like, you can't play with us anymore. And I was like, very fair, very valid.
Yeah, we play with Lydia Lescabies, who, if anyone is familiar, is chaotic.
That's a picture of Lydia Lescabies here.
Very chaotic, and Lydia enjoys a drink. And after about the second beer, things that would have been like, I'd like to investigate the painting, turn into, how much to leave a curler on the bed? I'm going to punch the old woman. Things like that.
Okay.
And she did try to punch the old woman.
But she rolled a 2, so she couldn't.
And she actually, you roll a 1 when you try to punch the old woman, you somehow punch yourself. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? You roll a 10, you're sort of slightly stepping into like abusing pensioners realm there. Sort of 15 to 19, you're going to, someone's going to call some sort of service on you, and then you roll a 20, and that's murder.
The woman's dead.
Yeah, you've gone straight through her face. The woman is dead.
Who else is in your D&D group?
Aaron, my lovely partner Aaron, who sat actually.
Pictured here, and it will be a picture that we take of you sat over there. Because you're literally in the room right now.
My friend Peter and the DM is Rococo Chanel.
Dungeon mistress.
Yes. She's the one that makes it all happen. But it was Baldur's Gate 3 actually that made me want to play it, because I didn't understand the rules. But something about playing it on like as a game, like a computer game, made everything make more sense. I was like, oh, I could do that if we're playing physically there.
Right.
You didn't just roll the dice. I mean, I used a lap because I can't do numbers and I can't remember which one's the modifier for whatever. So I just press it and it does it for me. And I can just go, it was a 12. No one can see my screen, but I could lie, but I won't. Because one mustn't ruin games.
You play it sensibly. I was just hoping you'd be really proud of me for knowing what DM stood for. But we really glossed over it like it was a normal thing to know.
I'm really
I'm proud of myself.
I am really proud. But you have played it before. So,
oh, that is true. Okay, fair. We did establish.
So I'm very proud that you've played it, even if you did try to fly. What were you? What was your class?
Oh, I don't remember. I probably chose whichever one was like quirky.
What do you tend to go for if you... I mean, you don't play a lot of games, right?
I do sometimes, but I mostly like to watch someone else play them.
But if you were to do like a character creator, or if you created stuff, what's your like go-to?
Depends on the situation, because I used to play a lot of like, do you remember that WWE wrestling game where you could make your own?
Yes, yes, I would make freaky fruity men.
Oh, I'd always make very busty women.
Of course, that's Aaron's thing. Aaron, when playing like Dead or Alive or any sort of fighting game where there's sort of jiggle physics involved, Aaron, Soul Calibur, going for Ivy, Aaron always liked playing as the busty women for everything. We can kind of guess each other's like who we're going to pick on games and stuff. I'll do busty, he'll do busty women, and I'll be like freaky bastard wizard.
That makes total sense.
Yeah. So like Soul Calibur, yes. It's like, for anyone who's familiar, a guy called Voldo, which is essentially a gimp with knives for hands.
Why not?
Yeah, he's all tied up and like, and I was like, so of course I'm going to go for them. Evil Ghost Pirate. Why not? Do you, I mean, like, there's a
type.
Yeah, I know. That's why I wrote the Wizard's Tango, because I was like, I want like a campy evil wizard song, and it's all just a way of me to like manipulate people's minds. Suddenly they're like, we need someone to play an evil campy wizard, and they'll go, there's that man that has the song on Spotify. Call him immediately.
That is the beauty of promo. I've manipulated everyone into thinking I'm likable.
Oh, you are very likable,
See?
dear.
It worked.
I've been lied to.
And you are a wizard.
Yes,
it worked. No, I feel like I should play more games. Most recently, I watched my partner play The Last of Us Part 2.
Oh, I haven't played Part 2, but I played Part 1 on Twitch, which I thought would be a really great idea because I was like, it's horror. I loved the series, and like I hadn't played the games before watching the series. And then something about doing Twitch for me when I was doing it, I haven't done it for a little while now, but I was quite jovial. Like it was all silly, ha 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 ha. And that game is so sad.
Really
that
sad.
Suddenly I'm trying to be like, and I was like, oh, everyone they've loved is dead.
Yeah.
Like, there's a note from a child saying, goodbye, daddy, in a route, like things like that. And I'm like, I'm just here trying to make silly jokes. So I'll just.
Horror, but actually depression. Yeah.
I don't really, after playing it, I was like, this is not horror. This is just like sad.
You get the jump scares and there's like some good shooting and fighting.
But you're so desensitized, I think, from all of the sadness that like a jump scare happens and you're like, finally, I feel something.
But like sometimes the worst part is you'll go into like a house and you'll be like, it's the like infected, let's get them. And then you'll hunt around the house and it'll be like, I had to kill Joanne so she wouldn't turn, but I couldn't do it myself, so I am weak. And you just realize that you've like killed this lovely man who like had to kill his own wife to stop her from turning. Like it's awful. It's really awful.
Good. I mean, I'm going to enjoy the series, but I didn't play Part 2 because I was like, I can't cope with.
Well, Part 2 it's interesting. I don't want to give too much away.
I'm aware of spoilers and things because I was reading articles about it where the woman that played the main character in it, people were so invested in it and so upset with what she did in it that they started like harassing and stalking the voice actress.
That's too much.
But then the woman who's playing her in the series had to have extra security because sort of toxic parts of the fandom were so obsessed with what this character did, and I'm aware what she does and not going to spoil it for people, but they were so upset with what she did that they were worried that they were going to start stalking the actress.
Wow.
Catherine O'Hara's in series 2 though, which I'm really excited about.
Very calm.
Yeah.
That's exciting. It's interesting because like it must be so difficult and we wouldn't know anything about fandoms being toxic.
We wouldn't have any idea whatsoever.
Not a clue.
I go about my daily life, 3 years ago, perfectly normal life. I wasn't being followed into shops and having people taking pictures of me at lunch for my mother at all.
But we survive and thrive.
As we're like shaking like whippets in the corner like...
Which I do... Right, I have got a question. Which apocalypse do you think you personally would be most likely to survive?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask me which of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse would I be, because that's a really good question. Can I answer both, even though you didn't ask me that one?
Yeah.
Can I be pestilence? I don't know, that seems really fun.
I thought you would be... That's pale green. Yeah, I thought you would be. It's a pale green horse.
Yeah, is it?
I believe pale green is pestilence. Death is the black horse.
One would assume.
What's the red one? War, and then the white one's famine. Correct. Yeah.
Pestilence, it just sounds good, doesn't it?
2/3 of a theology degree, thank you. You would be pestilence, I see that.
I can't even think what pestilence means. I just answered it so quickly without even... It's like...
Disease and
rot and...
Yeah.
There shall be no harvest this year.
Is that how you would be as pestilence, the horse person of the apocalypse?
I've done a full jump in my head now with the no harvest this year, is when anyone is eating something and they look like they're having quite the feast. I say, oh, you eat like a selfish king. And people come and they're eating their... Lawrence does this when Lawrence had, I think, 2 different KFC buckets and was pouring one thing from each. And I said, you're eating like a selfish king. I was like, and then the peasants come in and go, please, we have no crops, we have no harvest. And he goes, ha 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 ha. And she...
Just throws a bone at Veronica.
Get out of my kingdom, but please, sire.
Is that a memory from the season 2 tour?
Yes. No, when anyone's eating sort of like feast-like, I think, buckets from places like... I named the brand. I shouldn't. They're not sponsoring this, and I don't bloody eat it anyway. But, if you have buckets of chicken too, and you're pulling one from each, I just think that it does give, sort of 1600s selfish king vibe.
Henry VIII vibe.
Yeah.
They do a lovely vegan burger though.
Do they?
Yeah.
I'm allergic to everything, so I can't have that either because it'd be all wheat.
Is it
wouldn't
the? Oh yeah, it's the wheat. Yeah, there's a lot of wheat. I am now a vegan. Thank you.
Good.
And
Yes,
now
when I
it's
last
vegan.
saw you were.
Yeah, I just delved into it.
And how is that?
It's actually fine. It's not that difficult. I feel like people make a big song and dance out of it, but it's actually
difficult
not
if you have allergies.
true.
Because I would be vegan were I not allergic to what a lot of vegan substitute things are entirely made of. But I can still eat
That's a pickle.
vegetables.
Vegetables are delicious. Not why we're here. We've really deviated.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you shared a memory of the season 2 tour because I blocked it out due to trauma.
I think that might have actually been the season 2 filming.
Oh,
It was
okay.
in the hotel hallway. But Lawrence also did eat like a selfish king on the season 2 tour as well. Packets of mini cheddars everywhere.
I had a lovely time on the UK versus the World tour though.
Good. No,
That
you
was nice.
said you were having a nice time and everyone was very it was short enough that it was like no one went mad.
Yeah, and also everyone wanted to do their job.
Yes.
Which was nice.
That's wild, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a different
When you turn up
place
for
to be
work
in.
and you actually do your job, or want to do the job, that's really cool.
Sorry, my original question was what kind of apocalypse do you think
Oh,
you'd
yeah.
survive? And the season 2 tour does not count as an apocalypse
What kind of
survival.
apocalypse would I survive? I'm quite happy being a hermit, so like a zombie apocalypse, as long as I could find just somewhere to hide or anything sort of disease-based, I think I'd be all right. Because I'm quite happy just sitting on my own. As long as I've got Aaron and the cats, I'm
Be fine.
Yeah.
You do have the quality of a character where you like walk into the tavern in a cutscene and then they deliver like a big speech and they get angry about something and they're like, no, I won't give you any of my whatever the thing that you need is. And then eventually they soften and they like you and then that becomes your downfall. You have that energy.
Wait, which one am I? Am I the one that won't give someone something?
You like won't give the thing, but they're like, no, I need it to save my wife or something. And you're like, I loved my wife, Aaron. and then you soften and it becomes understandable. You sort of like give them what they need and it eventually becomes a downfall and you get killed.
God damn it, because of kindness.
Yeah.
Can try it. I mean, I'm the surly in the tavern.
Okay, what kind of apocalypse are we going for? What's the energy of the character? Are we UK based or American?
I'm not doing an American accent. Oh, actually, go on, let's try it.
Okay. Sir, I need your assistance.
No.
Well, I had a good day.
Get out. Get out.
Bye. I've traveled a long way and I just am in need of some water. Please, sir.
I was going to throw it. I've not even attempted. Hang on. You can't have my water.
You drink like a selfish king. we can insert an effect. I feel we have that skill. No, but it's very that, that kind of character, and it's a full cutscene. You're not controlling the character at this point. You just like walked into the bar, and then maybe there's like a short melee, and then he's like, to hell with it. and then you get the
Take
water.
my purse,
Yeah, that. And then the zombies break in, and then you're like, no.
I need whatever I've given to defend it.
Yeah, like it's an apocalypse where you must throw water on the zombies to survive.
God damn it.
And you gave away your cup of water.
Oh, no.
And then as you go, you're like, my wife, Aaron, I shall see you again.
See you in hell.
Very that. I feel like there needs to be some sort of like, do you know what? I'm going to keep that to myself. And maybe I'll write it and it'll become our own audio drama.
I'll be in it. I don't know what it is, but I'll be in it.
Well, okay, fabulous.
Give me a voice acting job, please.
That is like a big thing that you wish to do.
Oh, I would love to do it. Yeah, I did like this open casting thing for a lovely company in London. And it's just, there's something so joyful about spending, sort of 10 minutes at the end of the session going, for like being hitting, that sort of stuff. It was so much fun.
That was really good.
Thank you. Still haven't got any fucking jobs from it though, have I? No, I would love to do that sort of thing. I just, even like minor stuff, like the sort of games I play, I'd be quite happy being like first boss goblin, you know what I mean? Being like, "Come on, get him, boys!" You know, it's sort of.
I, for some reason, see that for you. It makes perfect sense.
Nothing major necessarily. I'll be like, strange old man in the corner of the bar that you asked for water, and he just looks up and goes, "Piss off." You know, I'll occasionally just walk around the house doing. There's a merchant in one of the Resident Evil games, and I'm really obsessed with how he speaks. And he goes, "Hello, stranger. What you buying? What you selling?" "Hello, stranger." And I'll just walk around the house.
That was quite terrifying.
Yeah, but he literally talks like this. "Hello, stranger." Yeah, I sort of walk around the house doing voices all the time. Sometimes, recently I've been just doing Laszlo from What We Do in the Shadows, but not an actual Matt Berry impression, but just mispronouncing things on purpose, or just like picking up the cats and going, "My darling wife Nadia," at the cats.
I relate to that because sometimes I just go, "Bat!" for no reason.
Bat!
Yep.
Yep.
I just shout the word
good.
bat every so often.
Did you, total curveball here, did you hear any of the recordings of the Broadway new cast of Sweeney Todd?
Yes, I did.
And I can't remember her name, but the woman playing Mrs. Lovett,
It will come to me.
but she sounds like Nadia.
What are you talking about? Yeah.
Sitting in there praying with the willies and the bummels.
It's just like, what is her name? Because she's done it. This is the worst part. She's done it before. She's had to do a British accent in Kinky Boots. And she played the girl who sings Charlie.
Did she also play a Greek vampire in that one?
Yes. She did. She's supposed to be doing like a Sheffield accent, and she's like, "Oh no, it's happening again. I've fallen in love." Like, she can't do it, and they still cast her.
Well, I said it to Rococo Chanel, and I was like, "What is happening?" And Rose said, "I don't know why she's got it so wrong. She's a brilliant comedic actress," and then left us and went, "Well, at least she still made us laugh."
Yeah, true.
What was the? Oh, it's the fish is splashing. She goes, "And the fish is splashing."
There's a TikTok of like a compilation of everything.
People,
she can't
they
do.
keep putting up pictures of Nadia on the TikTok as well.
What is her name? Ashley?
Oh,
something?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I've tried to forget it, but I thought it was like a one-off that someone had sneakily filmed to show that she was a bit off, and I was like, "Oh no, this is the cast recording."
The cast recording. she was also Columbia in the remake of Rocky Horror, and she was very good at that. Very good.
It's because that didn't require her to be English.
True, it required a tap solo. Lovely. She played the whole thing a little bit like Kesha, which I loved.
How do you play Columbia like Kesha?
Do you know what? It's possible, and it works very, very well.
As someone that doesn't really listen to music after 1945, that's a lie. What is the elements of Kesha?
I need to be nice because Kesha is lovely. It was just sort of the devil may care attitude, the freedom. She possibly brushed her teeth with a bottle of Jack. You know?
Good for her.
Yeah.
I love the phrase "devil may care" attitude.
Yeah.
What's a favourite phrase of yours?
Probably that girl playing Mrs. Lovett saying, "What are you talking about?"
But when people wrote it phonetically, it looks like it's written in Finnish.
It's mad. I must. Can we actually find the actress's name? Because she definitely played Columbia in the remake of Rocky Horror. Anna Lee Ashford, that's the one.
Poor woman. If you're listening, I'm so sorry, but you were fucking dreadful with that accent.
Lovely voice. Sings
Beautiful
wonderfully.
singer. It's a shame she can't say the words properly.
I just actually, I will listen to that immediately. I love that compilation so much.
But I put the soundtrack on, and I thought it would improve at some point, and I realised I was like fully towards the end of the show, and I was like, what's... Mm-hmm. At what point does someone go, no?
Do you know what's even worse? Is that credited on that Broadway production are two dialect coaches. Two dialect coaches.
Natasha Demetrio, was she one of the vocal coaches?
She was not. She was not. Do you know what? Let's talk about something a little bit geeky and a little bit sci-fi. Although I do feel like niche. Was it Josh Groban who played Sweeney Todd in that production? Stunning.
And the artwork for it was incredible. It was done by Franzoni. When I was it was opening not long after I went to New York for a holiday with Lawrence, actually. And I remember being sat in like a Chipotle or something, and it was like opposite me from the window seat that I was at. I was like, oh, that artwork is so good. This is going to be a fantastic production.
Little did you know.
A friend from Birmingham was in New York to see it, and they were sat just like absolutely horrified. Yeah. When everyone around them went, isn't she good? Isn't she good? And Johnny was like, what's wrong with you people?
I know they're American, but they can't actually hear that and think that's a British accent. If they were like, if she sounded Australian, I'd be like, okay.
That's close enough. Good try. Not geographically, but you know.
But she literally sounds like she's from Transylvania. Not a lick of sense does it make. How can she hear that and think, nailed it? Yes.
Geekery, go on.
Geekery, I happen to know that you are a big Star Wars fan.
I haven't been able to keep up with how much Disney is churning out of it, though, is the thing. That I'm just like, it's too much, please. Who's the Acolyte? Who's this man? You know.
Yeah, I haven't done the Acolyte either, which I should.
But it was, I think I was probably around the right age to be really excited for Star Wars Episode 1.
Yeah.
So I think I'd seen, the 4, 5, 6. Mm-hmm. And then so I was probably the age that was correct for someone that first saw, New Hope. Mm-hmm. I got obsessed with Darth Maul. I did a project on Ray Park, who plays Darth Maul, not the voice, just the physical part, in school because I was so obsessed with Darth Maul. And at this point, the man was a martial artist, stuntman, and he'd played Darth Maul and then Toad in the first X-Men film.
Lovely.
He doesn't even voice Darth Maul. That's Peter Serafinowicz, because Ray Park is Scottish.
Yeah.
And not that I think Ray Park will be listening. I'm so sorry for what I'm about to say. He's an absolutely fucking dreadful actor. But I was obsessed with him. And he gets like 2 or 3 lines in X-Men and he somehow makes every single one of them dreadful. But it's fun because I was like, hey, that's Darth Maul. It's like, I remember specifically because of the obsession. He's on like a thing and someone walks past and goes, weren't you supposed to bring someone back with you? Like that, but I think is he English in it? But he's Scottish. I don't know.
He's Anna Lee Ashford English?
Yes, but so I got really obsessed with him because of Darth Maul. Mm-hmm. And I think as a little budding goth kid, I think a red and black tattooed face with horns and wearing black robes was like...
iconic.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember we went on a holiday to Blackpool when I was a child, which when you go back as an adult is a very different experience. Mm-hmm. As a child, quite magical. As an adult, lots of people dressed as ABBA. And just sort of like a drag queen with like a hood up going... 2 bands in an alley, It's nice Veronica gets out, isn't it? Yeah, and my mum bought me like a Darth Maul like mask and like costume, and we were in this like B&B in Blackpool, and I had the lightsaber, and I just kept recreating the moment when the door opens and he's there, and just the bit, just opening doors in this B&B and being like from a toy and spinning it round.
The beginning of the end. That's when it all started. Well, speaking of recreating Star Wars, you may have noticed in the background, producer Poppy has unsubtly started lurking with 2 MacBooks. Now, the reason for this, Joe, is because at the end of every episode, we like to recreate a scene. And I must tell everyone listening at home that Joe Black is the first person ever to appear on this podcast who sent their scene choice in advance. This is not producer Poppy's choice. This is not baby intern Jess's choice. This was Joe Black's own choice.
Because I am a micromanager. I like what I like. Mm-hmm. And I see these clips and I was like, what would I want to do? And what I hadn't considered was that it's not supposed to be my choice. But I'd made it in my head. I was like, if I go on, I'm going to do this scene.
I think that's very valid.
And actually, this is a bit of a flip because normally I'd want to be evil.
But this time...
I want to be good because I really like the lines they have.
Okay, so we're swapping it round. Poppy, the laptops, please. So, Joe, please set the scene. Tell everyone what we're doing today.
So this is Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. The Obi-Wan versus Anakin battle. Pre the actual fight itself. It's when he comes off the ship and they're about to have a face-off. They're not very happy with each other.
Yep.
I just think this exchange is beautiful. And yeah, normally I would be insistent on being Anakin for this, but I've got to be Ewan McGregor.
I think it makes sense because Obi-Wan has like a certain wisdom and grandiosity that I think you can bring to the table, whereas Anakin has the personality of a petulant teenager, which I can definitely bring to the table.
Nice. I was a bit worried though that I was like, am I going to make Obi-Wan sound evil? Because instinctively, my body wants to go if I'm trying to be like hopeful and like we wanted goodness, it will come out as we wanted goodness, like that, rather than we wanted goodness. That's not actually the line I'm trying to say, so don't actually say the line.
Well, I mean, if it helps, my general acting instinct is to make everything sound like it's a Van Gaal or a Kardashian.
No, you do Northern all the bloody time, don't you?
I'll do American for you this time.
Oh, yes. What's his name?
Hayden Christensen.
I was going to say Christian Anderson.
Different.
Who wrote The Little Mermaid.
Yeah. Legs like walking on glass. That's what you want.
Yeah, so you'll be channeling Hans Christian Andersen, who was Danish, I think.
You will not take her from me. No, that's
What's
the wrong...
the Indian accent you did?
Well, that was meant to be Danish. It definitely wasn't meant to be Indian.
So before we do this, just talking of Danish, I'm just going to look dead in the camera. For years, people have told me to watch the Hannibal TV series, and we have just started, and I don't know why I was against watching it. I love Silence of the Lambs. I think Hannibal Lecter is fantastic. Not a nice person, obviously, because he's evil.
Not a role model.
But there was a podcast I was listening to where someone described it as a queer blood opera, and I was like, that's it, I'm sold. So when I'm thinking of Danish people now, I just think of Mads Mikkelsen, who obviously plays Hannibal Lecter in the series.
I think of baked pastries.
Do you?
I think of Danish, yeah.
Oh, I think of him just doing like polite beer adverts.
Oh, very valid.
Is Sandy Totsvig Danish as well?
Yes.
Because she doesn't stop talking about it, does she? As a Dane.
She's also a lesbian.
She doesn't let you forget that, and she shouldn't.
She shouldn't?
She shouldn't. She should remind everyone she is the UK's foremost Sapphic Dane.
That is true. I thought you were going to end it at Sapphic, and I was about to throw in Claire Balding as an option. Claire Balding is my favourite lesbian.
Is she?
I didn't really think about that.
I think St. Vincent's mine, but she isn't from the UK.
Right, shall we do the scene?
Yeah.
I'm a whiny teenager who's turning to the dark side. Fuck you. Okay, right, I'm in character. You will not take her from me.
Your anger and your lust for power have already done that. You have allowed this dark lord to twist your mind until now. Until now, you have become the very thing you swore to destroy.
Don't lecture me, Obi-Wan. I see through the lies of the Jedi. I do not fear the dark side as you do. Obi-Wan, I have brought peace, freedom, justice, and security to my new empire.
Your new empire?
Don't make me kill you.
Anakin, my allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy!
If you're not with me, then you're my enemy.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes. I will do what I must.
You will try. Fight scene. Okay, it's a Go Valley Girl.
No.
I did at the start. I was genuinely trying not to, but it just happened. Did you enjoy? Did you get to see your favorite line?
So my favorite line is, Anakin, my allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy! I love that line.
It's iconic.
Until now, you have become the very thing you swore to destroy. See, I mean, I kind of instinctively make things. I had to
was a bit
really
evil,
focus
yeah.
to be like democracy, but actually, my instinct goes, Anakin, my allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy. Like that's what I want to do.
We should naturally have done it the other way around, but I also don't think that I'd bring any level of like wisdom or gravitas to him.
I don't think I did today, but I try.
You did.
I will try.
You can try. I'm gonna kill you. Thank you, Joe, for joining us today.
Pleasure. Loved it.
We've had a wonderful time. Have you shows coming up that we can attend?
You personally, I'm sort of at the moment. I've got my big Halloween show in Brighton, my Kleines Cabaret, on October 31st.
Do we have the guest, or is it a secret, or is it you?
Oh no, it's we've got Bojangles, we've got Dairy King, we've got Aaron Shervington as Nosferatu, we've got Cherry Shakewell, and we've got Prudence Ray, and then I'm hosting.
Yay! Tickets are available,
Tickets
I
are
believe.
available from comedia.co.uk.
They are indeed. That's fun. And also, your song is available right now.
Yeah, there's stuff. They've got an EP on there as well. The Live at
whole EP.
Salvation Studios. Which is a live EP. Just me on piano and Ed Perry, aka Snow White Trash, on clarinet.
Yes.
And it's just the two of us in a very fancy, lovely studio just outside of Brighton. That's very nice. And then Final Curtain, which was a single that I released 2 years ago, is on there. And more stuff will appear soon because I suddenly realised I've been sat on recordings for about 2.5, 3 years that I haven't put out.
Pump them out.
They're just there. And I'm like, should do things with these, really, shouldn't I?
Do you play the saw in any of them? That's my favourite
Maybe
thing.
one of them, yeah.
Okay, good. That's my favourite thing. I'm in awe of the saw.
It's just a saw. You do turn it into an S shape and then go.
Yeah, but it's just a piano. You just hit the keys. Like when you put it like that, it makes it seem very easy, but it's still a very good skill.
It's true. I can't play guitar, but I can.
Do you know who can play guitar? Joel from The Last of Us Part 1 and 2.
Baby girl.
Girl.
He did say baby girl in it, doesn't he?
He says a lot of things in it.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore. Spoilers. He's dead. Sorry. Joel.
Pedro Pascal is fine though.
Pedro Pascal is fine. And I mean that in a different sense of the word.
He's Mr. Fantastic in the Fantastic Four.
I'll be watching. And I hope he's wearing spandex.
He probably will be. You got Robert Downey Jr. as Doom as well. That's really exciting.
That's not going to give me a boner.
You could try.
Right, that's that ended. That was the perfect ending.